Hello guys, Skin TV here, and today I have a video about a cheap but good looking green loadout for Csgo. If you enjoy the video, please leave me a like and subscribe if you don't want to miss any of my upcoming videos. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so let us start with the pistols. For the Glock 18, I would recommend the Glock 18 Bunsen burner in Battle Scarred for around 20 cents. You should get it in Battle Scarred because the skin only changes its color with the wear and it doesn't get scratched up at all. So the FN version looks more like blue, but the more wear this skin has, the more it will turn into green, so the Battle Scarred is pretty green. Now for the USPS, I would recommend the Power Green for only 80 cents in minimal wear. You of course also could go for a cheaper skin like the Forest Leaves for example, but I don't think that any of these skins look as clean as the Power Green. But if you are a P2K player, I would recommend you the Pulse in Factory New for about 25 cents, or the Turf, which would be 20 cents in minimal wear. For the P250, I would go for the Ironclad and Field Tested for only around 10 cents. And there isn't really a good alternative when you don't count skins like the Boreal Forest, for example. For the Tech 9, I have a pretty unknown recommendation, at least I didn't know this skin existed before making this video, and that would be the Ossified in Factory New for about 70 cents. Of course, there also is the Groundwater, which you could get for pretty cheap, but the Groundwater just looks, well, let's say not very attractive. For the 5.7, I would either go for the Hotshot Minimal Wear for 30 cents or with the Jungle Minimal Wear for 50 cents. Both skins fit into the loadout quite well, so it comes down to personal preference which you like more. Now, if you're more likely to play the ZZ75, I would go for the Polymer Factory New for 30 cents with a good green pattern on it, or if you have more money, you also could take the Emerald, which would be around $1.50. For the dual Berettas, I would go for the Retribution in minimal wear for around 80 cents. You also could take the Briar, but that skin doesn't look very appetizing in my opinion. For the R8, I don't really know which skin to include. I guess you could get the Ember Fade, but I don't think it is worth it since nobody uses this piece of crap either way. And last pistol for today, the Deal, for which you would have to take the Midnight Storm Factory New for about $2.50. This skin is more like a mix out of green and blue, but there isn't a good other option, so I guess you would have to stick with that one. Now for the rifles, we will start on the T-side rifles as always. For the Galil, you either would have to take the Eco Minimal Wear for a bit over $4, or the Cerberus Minimal Wear for about $4.50. So both not very cheap options, but there isn't really a better alternative. For the good old AK-47, you don't really have good options. I think the best you could do would get an Emerald Pine Stripe in minimal wear for about $2, and then buy a few green stickers like Flipside Tactics or Optic Gaming for example. And for the SG5F3, you either could take the Atlas minimal wear for 10 cents or the Gator Mesh, which is a pretty unknown skin, for $1.50 for Factory New. Now for the T-side Auto Sniper, I would recommend you the Green Apple. In Factory New, this skin is only 6 cents and I can promise you it won't get greener than that. Okay, now let's go on with the CT rifles, where we will start with the FAMAS, for which you would have to go for the Colony. I know that this skin is ugly as hell, but there isn't really another green skin for the FAMAS, and the good thing about the Colony is that it is only 15 cents for Factory New. For the M4A4, you don't really have a good option because the only thing that is a bit green is the Poseidon, but that of course is way too expensive. You theoretically also could go for the Jungle Tiger, which has a little bitty green in it, and that would be $2.50 for minimal wear. For the M4A1S, on the other hand, you can go for the Flashback in minimal wear for about $2.60. I know that not everyone likes the skin, and I have to say I wouldn't buy that thing myself, but besides that there only are skins like the Boreal Forest you could go for, and they do not look better either. For the AUG, I think the best skin would be the Chameleon, which only costs you $1.80 to get in minimal wear. And for the CT Auto Sniper, I only can recommend the Emerald and Factory New for $3.50. I know that this maybe does sound expensive for a weapon you don't use very much, but again, it doesn't get greener than that. And now for the normal sniper rifles. For the SSGO8, I would recommend the Necropos in Minimaware for about 25 cents. You also could get the Green Spruce, which only would be a few cents, but that one looks pretty crappy. And for the AWP, I would recommend to either go for the Pit Viper Minimaware for about $1.15 or the Phobos for $2. Here again it is up to personal preference. Now let's go through the SMGs really quick. For the MAC-10 I would go for the Nuclear Garden and Minimaware for 60 cents. You also could go for the Graven, but that one would be a couple of dollars and I don't think that it would be worth it. For the MP9 you either could take the Deadly Poison Minimaware for 15 cents or the BioLeak Minimaware for 15 cents as well. I think the BioLeak fits more into this loadout, but it is up to you which skin you like more. For the MP7 I only can recommend the Empire, which would cost you 50 cents to get in minimal wear condition. Of course, for the MP7 there also are pretty cheap alternatives like the Groundwater, but I made my opinion on skins like that pretty clear previously in this video. Now for the PB Bison, you could take the Chemical Green for 15 cents in minimal wear, or the Fuel Rod for $1.20 in minimal wear. Both skins look kinda the same actually, but I think the green on the Fuel Rod is more intensive and flashy than on the Chemical Green. For the UMP45 I would either go for the Delusion in minimal wear for 25 cents, or you could also go for the Bone Pile minimal wear for about 80 cents. And last but not least, we have the P90, for which I would take the Grim for 30 cents in minimal wear. I know that there also is the Virus, but I think the Grim looks a lot better, so I would definitely go for that. And now for the heavy weapons, where we will start with the Sawed-Off Shotgun. For this weapon I would go for the Limelight in minimal wear for only 80 cents. This skin really has some nice detail to it, and I don't think that there is any other green Sawed-Off skin that is so high quality. For the Mac 7 you either could take the Storm, which would be like 7 cents for minimal wear, but if you have more money to spend I would definitely go for the Counterstrike, which does cost about $1.50 in minimal wear, so it is quite pricey for a Mac 7 skin. Now for the Nova, I would go for the Nova Green Apple for 35 cents in minimal wear, and again, it doesn't get greener than that. And for the Auto Shotty, you could go with the Jungle in minimal wear for a bit more than $1. Of course, you also could take the Blue Spruce if you don't want to spend that much money on an Auto Shotty, but you know, Blue Spruce doesn't look that good. Now for the M249, the only green skin is the Gator Mesh, which I would recommend you to get in Factory New for only 7 cents. And last for the Negev, I would recommend you the Terrain in minimal wear for only 10 cents. And yeah, that's it already for this loadout video, and I hope you enjoyed. So yeah, see you in the next video.